How's it going? We're live in Orlando. Can you believe that? It is exciting to be here in Orlando. Start the recording now. So welcome back. Welcome back to our nightcap here in Orlando. How's it going? We're live in Orlando. Can you believe that? So it's exciting to be here in Orlando. Excited to be back with you for our nightcap. Carlos and Chantel here. Chantel is going to be joining me shortly. We're here in the exciting Orlando, Florida, for our daughter's volleyball tournament. So she's 15. She's worked hard to get here. She plays club volleyball, and she got invited and pulled up to the 17s, which is 2 years above where she is, or her age group at 17 or under. So she can play as a 15-year-old. So that's pretty exciting. And it's nationals. Orlando hosts a huge national volleyball tournament. People from all over the nation literally come to Orlando, Florida for this tournament. So we're here in Orlando to support our daughter, Hazel, Chantel, and I. And so since it's a nightcap, we're like, okay, we're staying at True Hilton. They're pretty fun. They have pool tables, I'm going to just give you a little view here. Nice little area. Check that out. Okay, there's the pool table, obviously, right there. And over there's a little bar and cool little area, nice pool outside. So we've been all day working still. We decided to come up yesterday and work yesterday and then work a full 16-hour day today, Chantel and I, to fulfill our mentorships and to connect with people, to work. Because then starting tomorrow morning, Hazel starts that tournament she's going to be a part of, and we're going to support her in her dreams and goals. So tonight, like always, we're here for our nightcap. We decided to go ahead and do it as planned. So we hope that you can hear me okay. I'm going to turn the chat on for those of you that are live with us. We always appreciate that when people attend live. It is always awesome. So let me make sure I got this on. All right, let's see. So if you have any questions, ask while we're going. But I did want to make sure that you guys are able to communicate with us on these chats. So it is everyone can now chat with us. So thank you all for being here for our nightcap. So Chantel, I believe, is getting us a couple drinks, and today was a very busy day for us, for sure. I was telling you we packed our day full of appointments since we would be busy for the rest of the week, because Hazel's tournament goes starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we got a full week of nationals tournaments. They'll play anywhere from 3 to 4 games a day. And so she'll be busy with that. And we'll be busy supporting her for sure. That's our heart and our goal. So that's my question to you. What do you do to support people's dreams and goals? I am Carlos Campos, by the way. If this is your first time being here tonight, we're just going to talk about some of the great breakthroughs and some incredible strategies that we use to help our clients to have better connection, deeper, more meaningful connections. And it's called the 3 C's of connection. My background and my specialty actually is business strategies and systems and processes. I love helping build companies, and I've worked with multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar companies to help them in creating systems and processes. And this gorgeous woman, my bride and my wife, Chantel, if you're new here, her expertise is over 24 years of helping people to go from triggers, trauma, hurts, hangups to what? Triumph, baby. And I'm her best student, man. I got lots of junk in my trunk from my past. And she's been able to help me get through my junk. That a lot of it came from childhood to my marriage. I brought it into my previous marriage to where, coming into this one, she's like, look, I've worked with a lot worse people than you. 11 years before we ever got married, she was working with abused and neglected children in the system in California. So she has helped a lot. And I don't know why it does that thumbs up. Let's do thumbs up instead of down. I don't know. We got to fix that. But cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Thanks for getting us a drink.
Yeah. Not used to paying that price for
That's worth it. That's worth it. So let us know if it's hard to hear us. There's some music playing, but we were on a call earlier, and the people we were working with, we were doing our mentorship, said they could hear us fine. So new technology isolates our voice. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you can hear us okay. Chantel, you can hear her.
Can you hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's so good. So
Loud
good.
and clear. Okay.
Love it.
Awesome.
Well, so we want to talk about our day. We had some
Long day.
mentorships.
I literally was like ordering our drink and I'm like, I couldn't even think of the words. Soda water. The guy's looking at me like, I'm like my brain is farting. It's just been it's been a long day here in Orlando. It's hot. It was kind of an impromptu trip. I'm sure you talked about it already.
Yep. Coming here to support Hazel. And so we literally did our mentorships here. Chantel has her laptop. I have mine. We met with clients individually, and then we have some that we meet with together collectively, working with couples and working with singles, and so it's fun. We have a blast. But
we actually really love this hotel. It's True by Hilton.
Yeah, I gave a tour a little bit. I showed them around. It's nice.
We love it because it's just basic. Like it's basic, but it's fun. It's great for teenagers. There's lots of things to do out here. But then they have these little cubbies that we're able to do, and we've used them before.
Yeah.
So worked great for us
That's good, nice sound barriers. And then with the technology these days, it cuts out all the background noise anyways and isolates our voices. So it works. A lot of times when we do our mentorship, we have earbuds in so we can hear our people. But, it was an exciting day for me today. For some reason, I had this extra boost of energy. I think part of it is I'm getting back from, we didn't do our nightcap we did. Did we do our nightcap last week? No, we didn't. We canceled it last week because I was in Texas. So yeah, let's kind of review the last couple of weeks. I was in Texas. We're doing an acquisition of a partnering and doing a partnership and purchase of a puppy business, actually, a very reputable, incredible puppy business. I am very excited about that. And we do these things once in a while. And the one thing that I think I'm most excited about is because I believe in this business. I believe in having quality, first of all, and these are quality puppies. AKC, learn all the terms, which means they're registered and papered, their parents are. And then you create quality hypoallergenic puppies that mean, they're not going to cause you to sneeze and have runny noses and all that because they don't shed. So it's really cool, the combination and the business that we're working in now and investing in. And why would I do that? Well, part of it was some of our clients were in the process of it as well. So we help them through the process. And then, because my background is business consulting, business development, as I was mentioning. And so I love that. I love seeing a good business and then helping make dreams come true. This particular client of ours had 2 businesses, both doing really well. Wanted to sell the puppy business. So we partnered with one of our other clients to help run the business and help them get it organized and help it continue to be profitable. And then this client could continue to do their marketing business, which we're excited because we're going to still use them in the puppy business. But anyways, it's fun for me too, because here's why I believe in it so much. If you didn't know, we lost our dog Kona, our precious girl of 10 years. We loved her so much. And I recognize the timing of everything is so crazy, like the timing of this acquisition. And we weren't quite sure how involved we were going to be in the purchase of this and how much partnership we were going to put into it. But we decided to be a part of it, and whether we were going to just advise on it as a consultant or be a partner. We actually decided to partner in it. And part of it was that deciding factor, to be honest, was recognizing the benefit and the blessings of a dog. And I believe in quality as well. And I believe in being able to train and have good quality animals and excellence. So recognizing that's what they bring to the table, plus they bring amazing quality of animal, but how puppies can make a difference in people's lives. And Kona made a huge difference in our life. 10 years with that girl and that connection that we had to her, it does. That companionship, that consistency, the love, the connection. I mean, it's super crazy. It's what we do. We're all about connection. So it makes sense for me super motivated by it to be able to help others have connections with dogs. Like there's a reason why they're called man's best friend. And we still have 2 great dogs at our house. Like I told Chantel, if it wasn't so expensive to feed them, I'd have a pack of dogs. Guess what? I have a pack of dogs now. I got my wish. Careful what you wish for. So we're involved in this business in Texas, and they have lots of puppies. They have amazing puppies. I have a video of it actually where they're jumping all over me and I'm loving all over it. I just love it. So can you tell? So I don't know. I think maybe because of coming back from Texas and getting back with you and getting back with my bride, of course, I miss her a lot. I really did. It was a long time. We haven't been apart for a week in a while. We were apart for 8 days. And it was great. We had a lot of fun flirting over the phone. Yep. We have a whole course on that. I was kidding. But we did. It's a blast to be back together. So let you talk now.
Oh yeah. Are you ready?
I am super pumped to be back with my bride. Super energized.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, I had some great conversations too. And one of the things that was kind of a theme, right, was recognizing that this impromptu trip kind of, threw things off a little bit, as far as like your regular scheduled program. And Carlos had just gotten home for like 1 day together and then, deciding to head out again. So the topic, for my women's call was about like, how do you handle, the spontaneous? How do you handle when you're out of your normal element,
What do you do with that?
What do you do with that? And so it was really awesome because one of my mentorship calls, it was so cute because she talked about, well, this one particular day, all of the things that she had to move towards, like all of the things that weren't her normal element, right? Going, driving X amount to pick up her husband that spontaneously had to fly in because he had car problems and whatnot, and driving, 3 hours in a city that she didn't know that would lose service. So she had to embrace the fear of that. And then also making the decision to go to Costco, right? She had never been to Costco before, had just gotten a membership and chose in that strange city to go to Costco with her kids.
Wow.
And
amazing, actually.
So she was talking about all of the things and how it was like how it was terrible, how it was a nightmare, and how like the cart was too big. She was dodging people left and right and all of these different things. But you know what? She smiled and she said, I mastered that day. And I was like, yes, like that is so good. And the thing that I love the most about that is she didn't tell me all of that to tell me she survived the day.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Good point.
She told me all that and said, I mastered that day. And I was like,
awesome.
I don't know if you realize how profound that is, how freaking amazing it is that is your language. And that fires me up because, like, that's the excitement that I get of the people that I'm working with, that we're working with, the mentality that we work with, the mindset, right? Of saying, you know what? Yeah, I can do hard things. I can do even harder things. And I'm going to freaking master them. You know what I mean? Like, not just I'm going to survive my day or I'm a victim of my circumstance. Oh no, he flew into this airport that I have to drive 3 hours to in a strange city. No, I'm going to do this and I'm going to conquer it. I'm going to master it. And I loved it because it was like in that the day, right? In a micro version, what does that translate into the bigger season? What does that translate into the hard transitions, right? If we can say, I mastered that season. Because listen, storms come, challenges come. How are you handling it?
So good.
We are not always going to be comfortable, and nor should we be, right? Nor should we be. That's not where progression is. That's not where growth is. That's not where forward motion is, in the comfort zone. It's when we're uncomfortable when we're growing. So if we can master the day, then we can master the season, can master our life.
Do we have what it
I'm done.
takes? I mean, really, in our men's call and several calls today, it's like Chantel nailed it. Like to master the day is huge. But really, if you look at the circumstances, you're gonna say, "What? You mastered that day? That sounds horrible." But it's the attitude if we push through.
Have you
I,
heard that?
I know exactly, but what I'm saying, if you look at the circumstances, a lot of people are looking at the circumstances saying, "Well, that sounds challenging. You had your kids and you had this problem and you never done that. That sounds scary. That sounds fearful." I mean, it could be either way, but it was the attitude behind it. And that's what I love. We were talking today because I'm on this kick. Like Chantel knows, I love to learn. I love to research people. I love to learn new things. And my big kick, which we did it this weekend for our Shabbat, Winston Churchill, baby. I watched a documentary while I was gone away from her last Shabbat. That was the only thing I watched. The rest of the days I was working 16, 18-hour days while I'm away from my family. I worked like crazy, but on Shabbat while I was gone, I watched a documentary about Winston Churchill. Now I have to tell you, it is super fun to learn new things. And one of the things that I learned from Mr. Winston Churchill is actually some of his sayings are phenomenal. And one of them is Winston Churchill says, if you're going through hell, don't stop. Okay. What's the attitude? And what I love is that another one that when we're reading a book together, the men, and we're reading a book called The Winding Road to Excellence, and understanding that there's a lot of hurt and pain involved when you're growing. Did you know Amazon, okay, Mr. I don't know why, Jeff Bezos, thank you, that he actually was for 6 years in a row was in the deficit, was in the red, was in the negative, was not profitable. And we're not talking a few $100,000. We're talking a business on the digital world that the digital front is used to making 40, 50, 60, 100 to 200% profits in the digital world. And all of a sudden, Jeff Bezos introduces a digital platform where he makes no money for not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, y'all, not even 4 years. Some people would have quit by then because it's hell, not making any profits. Is it worth it after 5 years? 6 long years that he kept asking for money, getting lenders, getting people to invest in a dream that nobody could see the end in sight. He was just going further and further into debt. Does that sound familiar? Millions of dollars. Go read it. It's a book called The Everything Store, the story about Jeff Bezos. It'll tell you the story about it. It's phenomenal. But in this book, The Winding Road of Excellence, that we're reading together as men, it was like, look at this man, Jeff Bezos. And now, what was that vision? What was on the reward on the other side of it? $1 trillion business, the first of its kind. And guess what? That did. Jeff Bezos is the second wealthiest man on the planet right now, worth like $202 billion. He and Elon Musk go back and forth. Elon Musk is another guy that just pushes through stuff. And so if you don't know Winston Churchill, the guy I've been researching and studying, Winston Churchill is the man who led us through World War II.
Prime Minister of England.
That's right. Sorry, I had where to go. And his whole thing, Winston Churchill, he was all about pushing through hard things, and he refused. If you don't, again, know your history about World War II, that was Hitler. Not assuming you know, but Hitler was the one who brought on World War II, and Hitler took over France, and his next step was to take over England. And then Winston Churchill came on the scene, meaning they made him prime minister, and he said, I will not. This is called The Darkest Hour. You can go watch that movie about Winston Churchill coming into leadership, and then they wanted to negotiate. The leaders wanted to negotiate with Hitler, and he said, you cannot negotiate with a terrorist.
Yeah, a tyrant.
A tyrant. We will stand firm. We will not surrender. And he pushed back, not just for a few years, by the way. World War II is like over 6 years. And US, I know that Ike came on board and a general.
Eisenhower.
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 He was general at the time, and he became one of the great heroes because he was represented the U.S. and came in and partnered, became allies with England, and then they saved the day. D-Day is part of that, right? There's lots of movies that's been made about this where they were victorious over Hitler in defeating Hitler. But guess who held the fort, waiting for help? That's right, the Prime Minister of England. And it's a phenomenal story about his leadership. Mr. Hold on, I'm going to try to find my notes on him. Where did he go? Oh, I know how to look. Winston Churchill. I can do a search. See, that's what happens when you look up all kinds of stuff. There it is. Okay, so Mr. Winston Churchill, some interesting facts and sayings that he created. This is what I want to do is some of his quotes because they're phenomenal. Here we go. And I said this to the men's group. I love this. First of all, if you're going through hell, keep going. That's a famous quote of Winston Churchill. But check this out. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. Have you ever felt that way? Starting a business or facing a situation in your life, you're like, this is all I have to offer. Guess what? That's good enough. As long as you don't quit. That's the thing. And here's the other thing. Success is my favorite one of his quotes that I was looking up. Success is not final. Okay. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And he was willing to continue no matter what. He said, we will fight in the streets of England if necessary, but we will never surrender to Hitler. It was that attitude and that courage and confidence that allowed the soldiers and the men of England to hold off until more allies could be gathered and could come and help to win the war against a tyrant like Hitler, Adolf Hitler. So go do your research. The man is amazing. There's several movies and documentaries about Winston Churchill. And he's nothing like fancy or special in the sense of, a physicality of him. He was a soldier. He did fought. He knew what it was like to be in the trenches, but
he fought in World War I.
Yeah, World War I, but he was an older, heavy man, but a powerful leader that led the victory and led him through World War II. And I love it. I love studying and researching great leaders. And he's one of them from England. So just some things that we were talking about in the men's call and some of the things that got me excited about understanding that we all are going to go through it. We are. We're all going to go through tough times. But it's what you do with that matters. It's you never lose if you never quit. So the only failure I think is a real failure is to quit. I'll never forget when we went through our trial and tribulation of working on a Tesla project where we lost in those days we were developing a construction business and putting in the charging stations for Tesla. And we lost $250,000 working with Tesla. They didn't approve some change orders. And I thought it was the end of the world. I thought I've truly screwed up. I'm such a loser. How could I allow this to happen? And I should have known better and all this stuff. And all of a sudden I remember Chantel saying, you did not lose. What did you tell me?
I said, well, we can look at it as $250,000 worth of debt or an education.
Yep.
And I would say that we learned a hell of a lot from
my goodness.
season.
It's why our net worth is in the millions now. I promise you it's because of that. Yeah. Because she changed my mindset on it. And I was able to milk out of that $250,000 several $1 million. I learned a lot from that, which has now been turned into multi-millions. So it is phenomenal what will happen. But I could have been a victim. I could have went down for the count and never got back up and felt like such a failure. But I had a powerful wife that said to me, this is an education. This is a time to learn. We never lose. We only learn. And so I'm grateful for my bride and I'm grateful for her wisdom that allowed me then to go, okay, because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. That's a promise. That is Les Brown. I love that.
Wayne Dyer.
Or Wayne Dyer. You're right. You're right. It is Wayne Dyer. And it's true. Like when you do change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And I changed the way that I looked at that situation. I said, how can we learn from this? And I'm telling you, millions of dollars have come from that situation.
Yep.
Good stuff, babe. Fun stuff.
Right.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap. Short and sweet tonight, right on time. And just love sharing with you what we're learning and things that are motivating us and inspiring us.
Until next week.
That's right. So join us next week on our nightcap. I thought you were going to close. Sorry, mate. But if you ever want to see some more stuff like this, we'd love to. We have more of this on our school platform over on school.com with a K at Epic Your Life /Epic Your Life, where we love to work with you on skills for marriage mastery. That's what we're really, really good at. We love to share living by example.